Material Girls is a youth-based comedy. It's a funny concept of, you know, two rich, spoiled girls who end up with nothing and have to find their way back, but learn how to deal with reality.
I think it's lighthearted, I think it's fun, I think it has good jokes, I think it has good humor.
We were so lucky. You know, this is something that we've wanted for a really long time.
We're obviously sisters in real life and like best friends, and so working together on the movie, it's like we never feel alone.
Scripts get to me generally through my agent, but in this case, it was through my agent's assistant, who said, "Oh, I read this great script that you'd be perfect for." And I read the script. I loved it. I thought it was great. I liked the spirit and humor and the fun of it.
Hi, we're the Marchetta sisters and you're watching E!
We basically took John Queen's script, which was a great stepping off point for this movie. He had put some really great characters into place, and we sort of molded it into what it is now.
I think it's always fun for Amy and I to work on characters who are sisters or best friends or something like that, because we've been best friends for so long. A lot of our writing process consists of us sitting there and, you know, talking back and forth, sort of talking it out ourselves.
Friends don't let friends take public transportation.
We got this script to a certain point, and we decided that now we needed to put a director on it. We were really lucky, I think, to find Martha, who has the level of experience that she has, such a great understanding of character and depth, because that's some of the things that the script needed.
The first thing that has to come to me is the story and the heart of it and understanding that story. I think that there are certainly stories that I would read, I wouldn't understand. And same thing with, there are people who would read Material Girls and not understand it.
Here's your account's been closed.
What? Hey! What are you doing? Stop! You know what? I'm gonna take those scissors and I'm gonna cut up your summer 2003 bangs, you little nasty little hotel troll!
Before we started filming, we had all these meetings with her and stuff where we would kind of like run the dialogue and a lot of like rehearsals and meetings, and we got to sit in on the casting. And she's a female director, and I've never worked with a female director before.
She has been insightful in so many, you know, of the scenes with different choices and different ways to, you know, play lines or emotions or stuff like that. So I've really learned a lot from her.
Go, Martha! Go, Martha!
Get busy! She meets and says, you know, what ideas do you have? And we read through stuff and threw out ideas, and the writers were still around at the time, and so we were able to incorporate some of the stuff into the script.
That was very touching. Thank you so much. We'll let you know by the end of the week.
We had a meeting with Hillary and Haley before shooting began, and it was just really great to hear them say our words and to hear the words they use with each other. We incorporated a lot of those into the script.
They were great together, really funny, fed off each other really well, have very different personalities. What I felt were these were characters tuned to what they would like to play.
This is enough to make me go vegan.
People are like, shh, you guys have to be quiet, because we're always like goofing off or whispering, and we have this little language that we speak with each other called gibberish. Like, say I send her a message and she doesn't know or hasn't gotten it yet, I'll be like, and that means like check your two-way. It's kind of fun that we do everything together while we're on set, because we both travel so much now that getting to work together plus spend all the time in the trailer together, drive to work together, like it's a lot of fun.
Oh, I look disgusting.
A couple of the scenes, Hillary is dressed up as one of the sassy maids, as a housekeeper. Hillary had this idea of going with crazy makeup and, like, you know, slick down hair into a little bun, and, you know, I think a lot of directors would have kind of like veered away from that and been like, oh, I don't know if we should, you know, go that extreme. And Martha was like, you know, go and play and have fun.
Walk like Lucy.
Yep.
Throughout the whole movie, Haley and I have like 6-inch heels on the whole time. So our feet got tired a lot, but there was lots of fun scenes that we got to do, like running from paparazzi, and our car got stolen. We had these big old face masks on one night.
Ava! What? Ew! I don't want to hear it, okay? Stop smoking!
The fact that Hillary and Haley are sisters is just priceless. You could not buy that kind of interplay with months of rehearsal. They're just great together, and they really help each other. They care. Their courtesy to each other in the scenes is really quite remarkable.
How romantic is he?
We're lucky because, you know, we get to come to set and we feel like we have, you know, our security blanket and we have somebody on our side and somebody that respects us and cares about what we want to try. And you know, it's kind of neat to have that security with each other on set.
You caught me. I guess that like makes you my hero or something.
I think the leading men in this movie are not necessarily typical of what a guy would cast to play the leading men. And they're a little offbeat, but they're great.
Tansy.
He's pretty mellow. He's a chemist, but he's not like your classic chemist in the sense like he's not a total dork. He is a bit dorky, but I tried to kind of keep some of that out.
You two want me to work for you pro bono?
Ew! We didn't come here to be sexually harassed. We came here for legal aid.
My character is pretty much sits in a chair the whole time, so I really don't have to do much at all. The funnest stuff was working with Hillary and Haley, you know, because they're so funny. They're like, da, 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 you know, and I'm like the voice of reason, and I think that they're, you know, being ridiculous.
He was kind of shy at first. I think Haley and I were like a little loud for him because when Haley and I get together, we're like, blah, 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 like so crazy and loud. And at first, I think he was like, whoa.
Now tell me the truth. Are you well? Are you truly, truly well? Because if you're not, I have two of the most wunderbar psychiatrists on my payroll, and I'd be so pleased to lend you one.
Angelica Houston was such a doll. I loved getting to work with her. And it was such an honor to be on set with somebody like her. To get to work with somebody like that who came to set and really, you know, brought us in with open arms and talked to us and wanted to run lines with us. And that's so neat to have, you know, somebody that you idolize reach out to you like that.
I like to do a lot of different parts, and this part was really great.
Bravo, girls. You deserve your company. Round one to you. I'm impressed.
I didn't necessarily want Fabiella to be the villain of the piece, you know, because I thought that was a bit predictable. So I think we found a good way around it, and it was nice.
It must be easy coming to the office every day when you have a spot like this.
Yeah, this way no one can pack heat, huh?
Brent Spiner, I've worked with him in quite a few movies. He's so talented and he loves to change. He's a chameleon.
Martha called me and she said, will you be in this movie? And I said, yeah. And that's what happened. I hadn't read a script, nothing. What is my character? I don't know. He's Tommy Katzenbach, but he wishes he was Tommy Marchetta.
He's a really big dork, but he's, you know, a businessman. He makes a lot of money, and but he tries to stay hip, but it just turns out really dorky.
What do you think of this tie, huh? It's off the chain, right?
He and Oba Babatunde, who plays Craig, the two of them were like this little team. Like they were always coming up with little things to add into the story. And
Listen to what Craig has to say.
Yeah, I prefer very, very hard pressure. Yes, I'm sorry, I'm scheduling a shiatsu.
What?
My guy always has in his ear a Bluetooth, and he's always on the phone. I love you very much. I'll talk to you later. Hey, nice to meet you. So you're never sure whether he's talking to you or somebody on the phone. And it's sort of the running gag in the movie.
My character's name is Inez. She's the one that takes care of the household.
She put these big butt pads, and so it made her have like really big hips and a really big butt in the movie.
you know, one minute you saw her and she had like her, you know, Maria Conchita body.
This is the real me, you know.
A couple minutes later, she was padded with all these like hips.
It was really funny the way she walked.
I don't know why it makes me walk faster. You know, I'm like Speedy Gonzales, you know. Oh, and girls, please behave. Don't burn down the house. Lock the door. See you later.
So cool to be like on the last couple of days and be like, oh my gosh, is it actually finished? Like we did it, you know? So we just loved getting to work together, and we loved that it was a comedy.
Getting to come onto a set every day with each other and getting to do this is really like a dream come true.
I think it is the biggest lesson that every teenager and young adult needs to learn, is to find out who you are, be true to yourself.